Good morning, Wind Chasers. Welcome to another episode of Chasing the Wind. Pastor Mark coming to you fresh on vacation or from vacation or something like that. So anyway, here we are. And it's good to be with you again this morning. Glad you're tuning in. Hey, I just wanted to do a quick thing. I love when God kind of, you get like a thought and you're trying to put it in place, and then it's like all of a sudden you read it or something and it comes together and you're like, oh, that's what I was thinking. So I'm going to tell you what I've been thinking because it's like really cool. It comes together. So there's this little phrase that gets tossed around in Christian circles that it's driven me crazy for a while. And this last week something came across that really kind of put it the way I feel. And so bear with me before you declare me a heretic, which probably some of you already have, so I don't really care. Here's the deal. Here's the phrase. Well, God is in control. Here's where I get on the struggle bus with that phrase. Usually it's someone, they throw it out as a Christian platitude to try and it usually comes on the end of some discussion, usually about politics or what's going on in the world, or where things aren't going the way that we Christians think they should be going. So, well, God is in control. And so there comes this idea we're like drones. I used to say like video games. We had a little thingy, what are those things? They're joystick things, whatever they are. I don't know. I'm old school. I do a Sega Genesis. I bet you that thing's worth a lot of money right now. Anyway, if I knew where it was at. So anyway, it's like God's this drone. We're drones and God's got his own control and we don't do anything. I've met people that think, well, I got to pray about what I'm supposed to wear today. I don't care what you wear, just wear something and cover yourself up. So I get what they mean, and I probably talked about this before, but I'm revisiting if I am. Or as my wife says, you're not repeating, you're reviewing. At my age, it's reviewing. And so here's the deal. You get into the sovereignty of God, and I get that. And if we say, well, God is in control, then it's very easy to say, well, boy, he's not doing a very good job right now by the looks of things. In our limited perspective, I get that. So I always use the phrase, God is in charge. I had these little kids at church that the one little kid asked me, he goes, are you the boss at the church, Pastor? I love this kid, by the way. And I said, yes, I am, and you will do exactly as I tell you. No, I didn't tell him that, but we had a nice discussion about it. So God is in control. And he is in control. Here's how God's really kind of helped me this week with not getting off the struggle bus with that phrase. God is in control, but he's not controlling. Ooh, I love that. I love that. Does God always get his way? I think Greg Boyd asked that question. Does God always get his way? And I love asking that question to people because, oh yeah, God always gets his way. And then I follow it up with this. Does he always get his way with you? Oh, no, not so much. That's why I like the phrase, God is in charge. I'm in charge at my church from a human perspective. God's in charge, but he's kind of put me there, and he's probably like, what was I thinking? Some of my parishioners think that all the time, by the way. And our friends of mine, too, for that matter. Not in this room. But anyway, I'm in charge at the church, but I am not in control. I can barely control myself, be honest with you. Can I get a witness in this room, please? Yeah, thank you. Yeah, all three of them. Thanks. God is in control. He is sovereign, and he's certainly in charge. Does he always get his way? No, because he gives us human freedom. And he's not controlling. He doesn't make us do anything. He invites us into a lot of things. Invites us, hey, I'd love to have you help me out with this. I'd love to have you in ministry with me and doing things. I love what Paul says, we are God's fellow workers. I love that. But God doesn't require it. He doesn't require us to, okay, well, you're going to do this. I'm going to twist your arm into doing it. Now, we will all find eventually that doing things God's way is so much better or as I like to say, so much more better than the way we do things. So I just thank the Lord that He gave me that. When I saw it, it was a yes. God is in control, but He is not controlling. He does not require us to do everything. He wants us to. He does require it in the sense of, love the Lord your God. He does give us admonitions. But He gives us the human freedom to choose whether we will do what He says or not, and what He asks us to do. Let me encourage you today. It's better to let Him have control than to try to do it on our own, because we don't do it so hot. I know I don't. It's good to let God have that control, but He lets us decide, are we going to let Him just be in control, or are we going to be in control? And that's where our struggles usually come, is what we want and what He wants. And boy, do we see it today. Everyone does what is right in their own eyes, instead of saying, what does God want me to do here, and will I do it? We get hung up on the word submission. Well, if I let God have control, then I'm out of control. Actually, most of us need someone to be in control. That's why we see so many, especially I see it with children. Mom's got them at the store, and mom's not leading. She's letting the child lead, and a 5-year-old is not designed to lead. I always say a trained dog is a happy dog, because they know that someone's in charge. I want God in charge of my life, and we die daily, Paul says, to let God have control, to let Him say, here's what we're doing today. And so, I'm going to just encourage you today to know that God is not controlling you unless you let Him be in control. This is no Jesus take the wheel thing. It is saying, God, I want to follow you. I want to do what you want me to do. So there you go, Wind Chasers. That'll give you something to chew on this week. And until next time, I'm Pastor Mark. Grace and peace to you. Keep chasing the wind, because the wind is indeed chasing you.